I remember being taught a lesson in prayer by my 18-month-old son. He had a few words, but he could see I was in pain as I drew close to giving birth to his brother. And as I bent double, he placed his hand on my tummy and said, "Mummy, pray." Despite my pain, and even though prayer was a regular pattern in my life, it had never occurred to me. Yet here was a small child who had little language, who understood that prayer was as basic as breathing. For me, prayer isn't a list of things to demand or a ritual to engage in. It's not talking to or at God, but rather a conversation that I've entered into as part of that growing relationship between us. The image I have is one that comes right at the beginning of the Christian story, that of God with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day, walking in Eden, walking with those made in his image, a conversation between the Creator and his creation. That's how it all began. It was as natural as breathing. The conversation, we know, God interrupted as the relationship was distorted. Guilt and embarrassment over their disobedience caused a distancing between those early humans and their Creator God. And the story of redemption is about getting back to that easy, deep and fulfilling conversation between us and our Father God. Now, as a child, my parents instilled in me patterns of prayer. Simple thank you and please prayers at first, and then using that mnemonic TCP. I don't know whether you've used that too. T, thanks, C, confession, P, petition. You may well have had similar experiences. Much of my prayer was about words, and I wonder if sometimes I've therefore focused far too much on what I have to say to God rather than listening to what he might have to say to me. Now, each day this week there will be different ways in which you can experiment with prayer, through reading the Bible, through play, through nature or art, or even through silence. You can hear the stories of others' experience and try something new for yourself. And I hope that at the end of the week, prayer might feel a little less frightening, or even formulaic, but rather more everyday, like breathing. And that your relationship with God might have deepened just that little bit. Now, like many of us, I've read books on prayer, but none of them have particularly helped me to get better at it. Yes, I've learned some spiritual disciplines. Prayer, like any relationship, though, takes working at. That's the point. Prayer is something you need to practice in order to grow in. The title of one of those books on prayer has, however, stayed with me. Gratefulness, the Heart of Prayer was its title. And if there's one thing I've learned about prayer, it's to start from a place of gratitude. And that's why, for me, the Ignatian habit of the examen has been really helpful. Ending my day by looking back over it and noting those things for which I am grateful. Where have I seen God at work, glimpsed his grace, known his love in the course of a day? And I don't think that's just positive thinking, but rather a means of recognising God in my life, of appreciating his presence and being thankful for it. Now, I don't know what you might discover by the end of the week, and I look forward to hearing from your reflections on your prayer experiments as we gather online on Saturday. Remember, prayer isn't for the experts, for the religious, but for every one of us, every day.